Next, we're going to talk about how to create photo resources for your lesson using the resources section of our lesson plan template. Now, if you use a course book to teach your classes, you may have already noticed a problem when it comes to the pictures in that course book. You may have some cheesy hand-drawn illustrations rather than photos, or you may have photos, but they have cultural references that don't match the location where you are in the world. Or there may be pop culture references that are old and out of date and no longer relevant. Or there might be photos of specific activities that are not relevant to your culture or to the location where you're teaching. These are all common issues when we're using course books to teach our classes. But now we're going to look at how we can create our own photo resources so that the visual aids we use in our lessons are always fresh and up to date and contextualized for our culture and our location. Now, it's quite simple to add photos anywhere in your lesson plan. For example, you can add them here in your columns section if you wanted to do that. Or if you wanted to add photos to your flashcards, then you can do that too. And all you need to do to add photos on your computer is to click Insert up here on the menu and click Image, and then it's going to give you several options here for you to be able to find the image file that you want to use. And once you choose one of these options, you will be able to add a photo anywhere throughout your lesson plan. So that's using the Insert tab from the menu. However, I'm going to show you a quicker way to do this. And I'm just going to walk through a few simple ways to add photos to your lesson plan using this little template here near the bottom of your resources section. And so basically what we have in this version is just a full page photo as well as a little box here so that you can add vocabulary to your photo if you like. And this little box can be moved around. If you don't want it on the bottom, you can put it somewhere else. Simply click or drag this wherever you want it. Or you can simply delete it if all you want is just a photo. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and click on the thumbnail for this slide, and I'm going to duplicate a few of these before I begin. And because I already have this placeholder image, which is already perfectly sized to the size of the slide, all I need to do is click on that image, and then right here on the toolbar, click Replace Image. And then here I'm given several different options for replacing this placeholder image with my own image. So let me show you a few of these. Really, the quickest and easiest way to add a photo is using the Search the Web option. And here I can type in whatever vocabulary I'm looking for, and I will get all kinds of different photos from Google that I can quickly add to my lesson. So I'm going to type giraffe and see what I get. And so immediately I see some great examples that I can use for my lesson. I'm just going to click one, and then I click Replace at the bottom down here. And what this will do is replace that placeholder image with the image that I just selected. And that's all it took, just a few seconds to find and replace an image from my list of vocabulary. Now, if I didn't like the way this is framed, I can double click on the image. You can see how the image is actually larger than the slide that I'm using, so I could move this around if I wanted. And so I could crop or resize or move this photo a little bit if I needed to do that. I like where it's at, so I'm just going to click off the photo. And there I have my giraffe photo for my lesson. Let me show you again just how easy that was. I click on the image, click Replace Image, search the web, type in a vocabulary word, I find a photo that I like, I click Replace, I resize it or move it if I need to. And then I repeat this process as many times as I need until I've got all the photos that I wanted. Now it doesn't get much quicker or easier than this. And all the photos that I create will all be the perfect size for my slides. And I can print these out on a piece of paper, or I can click the present button right here from my lesson plan. And I'll be able to project this now onto a TV or onto my computer or whatever device I'm using. But let me show you a few other ways that you can also add photos to your lesson plan, because we only use the search the web option, but there are several other options that they give you, including adding photos from your Google Drive account or directly from the camera on your device. But I especially want to show you this upload from computer option, because this is how you can upload any sort of image file that is already on your device. So I'm just going to click this option. I'm going to find the photo that I want to use and click open. And here I was able to easily add this photo from my computer. Now you may already have photos somewhere on your computer, in which case this is a great option, or you might find an amazing photo on a stock images website such as unsplash.com, and then download that photo onto your computer and then use this option to be able to upload it to your lesson plan. So you can use that upload from computer option if you wish, but I do recommend the search the web option just because it's the quickest and easiest way that you'll ever find to be able to add photos to your lesson plan, be able to print them out, present them on a device. I really love that feature about the Google Slides version of our lesson plan template. Using large, colorful photos is a great way to visualize what you're teaching your students and to make your lesson come alive. Instead of having my students' eyes down in the course book looking at whatever visuals are there for them, now I have large, colorful, contextualized photos that I can present to my classroom, that I can present on a computer or other device, or that I can place on the walls of my classroom, or right here on my whiteboard. The point is, you're not limited to whatever visuals are in your course book. Instead, you can quickly and easily create your own. This is also important for those of you who are on a tight budget, where you're teaching at a school or an ESL ministry where maybe your budget is tight and you don't have enough to buy a course book for each of your students. If that's you, then already using some of these techniques that we're talking about, I can look inside my course book, I can look at the visuals that are here, the list of vocabulary, the language that's being used, and I can find creative ways of creating my own larger versions of those, sticking them on the whiteboard or up on the walls, rather than giving all of my students their very own personal course book. So this is just a great way to make your course book come alive, to get your vocabulary and your photos up on the walls, to get your students' eyes out of their course books. And it can be used to teach a lesson regardless of whether all of your students have a course book or not.